What's up, fam? I'm John Coyle. This is Steve Basilis. We're here again live at the Wells Fargo Center, East Food Hall, for our Philadelphia Wings live podcast here before our game at 3 o'clock here at the Wells Fargo Center. Please come, check them out. I know we got an Eagles game today, and it's going to be a little bit less crowded in here today because of that, but this is still going to be a good game. It's always a good game when we play New York. This is a big win. This should be a win today. Steve, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Thanks again for introducing me. And you know what? Here's what I'm kind of hoping for today. The Eagles been kind of bumming out. At least the Wings have been winning. So hopefully we'll steal some of those guys coming over to the link over here.
Speaking on that, we had a big comeback win last week. Huge comeback win. Really looked pretty bad in the first half. Second half, it seemed like something clicked offensively. Put up a lot of goals. It was a high-scoring game. I think the final was 16-15 in overtime.
That's it, man.
And Wings had a big comeback win. Big game from the guy who we know has to carry this team. Mitch Jones came through last week with a big performance. I believe he had 7 points, 8 points, 5 goals, I believe.
Yep.
It was a huge game for Mitch Jones.
Not just Mitch Jones, but also Joe Resetarits as well. Joe Resetarits had the game-winning assist. He has eyes in the back of his head, just like Mitch Jones. However, Joe Resetarits, I thought, for me, was the player in the game last week. Just my opinion. You know, we love going back and forth with this stuff.
Yeah, Joey Rest had a great game.
Joey Rest crushed it last week. And how about who scored the winner? Jasinski.
The young kid.
Yeah, JJ again. So at Ohio State. And he just picked up, was a broken play. Rez passed it over to JJ. And he didn't just put it in. He flew across that crease and dove and put in a beautiful goal.
And you know what's great about that, JJ? He is a walk-on tryout guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't get drafted, wasn't highly recruited, literally walked on and made the team. And here he is getting a big goal for us to have the winning goal for the game.
JJ just barely beat me out in the open tryout. So I love his spirit. I love his work ethic, and it was great that we can count on somebody other than the big names to come through for us.
Yeah, and we're just gonna do a little plug here, get our sponsors a little love here before we get really going. We just want to say thank you to All Campus right here down 1028 Boardwalk on the Ocean City Boardwalk. They're sponsors for the show here, and guys, come check out. Get your custom Wings hats. Come get them from 47. Only can get them here at the Wells Fargo Center or at All Campus.
Are they $47?
No, they're not $47. It's the 47 brand. They cost $32.
47 brand is a really well-made hat. Great quality.
Yeah. And we'd like to thank, of course, A2D Radio for giving us this chance and this place of doing this. This is all because of you guys and the family that we have, the following that we have, that we made it into the Wells Fargo Center, guys. We really appreciate everyone watching, chiming in, coming down to check us out, and giving us a little love down here at the East Food Hall Bar.
Yes, A2D Radio, thank you so much. Thank you for giving us a place and a platform to do this awesome information, awesome podcast.
Now, getting into this week.
Yeah.
Big game, like I said, against our rivals up in New York. We all hate New York here in Philadelphia.
Hate them.
So this is a big game. This is our second time playing them this year, right?
Yep.
We went to New York. Won.
We won by a goal.
Yeah.
I don't care. We still got the dub. But right now we're playing the bottom dwellers.
Yeah.
And before we touch on that real quick, it's weird because a lot of these teams, I was expecting to see Buffalo at the top.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see, a lot of other teams that the teams that instead of the ones that are up on top right now.
It has been a shock.
Albany Firewolves.
Yeah.
4-0.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. And, we're hoping to pick up the dub today, but it's all going to come down to containing Jeff Teague.
That's it. He's their one guy that really is explosive on that team. This new age defense that we have, let's see if we really can contain him again. He kind of went off game one against us.
Yep.
He had a good game.
He gets points.
So yeah, we're going to have to really do a little bit better job of containing him today.
Or you let him get his points and try to contain everybody else. It's just like, when you play LeBron James.
Yep.
He's going to get his points, but, it's teeing up on everybody else that's going to make the difference. My concern is not playing with Mitch Armstrong today. He's got an upper body injury.
Big loss.
He's going to be out. He was one of our young kids, but that bothers me.
Yeah, it's going to be a big loss. But on that note, we also get some big returns today.
Yes.
We have 3 guys that are real pivotal to this team that are coming back today from injury. Our captain, Blaze Reardon, obviously had 5 goals. I believe the first game was leading the team.
Russian.
Yeah, he's going to be our guy that's really going to hold down the front of the net, really make the defense sink in a little bit. It's going to open up Mitch Jones, Benny Mack, Joey Rez, the guys on the outside. Blaze is going to be a big help. And Holden Katona.
Yeah.
Him coming back, he is another big body guy who has a howitzer from the left side.
I can't wait to see what he does today. We've only got a sneak peek at him in the first game. I'm also going to be interested to see what Blaze does. He was out with his, I think it was a collarbone injury.
Collarbone.
Is he going to be diving in the crease today? Or is he going to be taking a more stand-up approach and taking shots from close in? Or
so I will say at practice yesterday, he was on a no contact limb, right? And that does bode a little scary that he's going to be out there today and it's going to be full contact. He's going to be absorbing hits. But we did an interview with him after practice yesterday. Sounds like he's ready to go. He says he's 100%. He says he's going to be flying around the crease, and we hope that he's jumping through and doing what Blaze does.
Let's do it.
Let's have it.
I mean, hopefully we get it going.
And then the third guy coming back is probably our leader on the defensive side, is Wagner. He's coming back. Seems like he's 100%. Having him in the back end with that experience because of how young we are is going to make a big difference.
Not just with him, but we also need him to pick up for, I'm not going to lie, Ian Lord the other week just had an absolutely horrible game.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he can come back, solidify our defense, and give us the step we need.
I'm going to give Ian a little bit of a break as he was playing in front of the home crowd up in Halifax. I'm sorry. That's Pace. Pacer had a good game in his home crowd.
Yep.
All right, Pacer got a goal, the transition goal, had a great time up there. He said he had over 100 people, friends and family that came and watched him play.
I think he might have used up his entire paycheck just to buy all the seats.
Yeah, and coming here today, what are you looking for offensively now that we are going to be obviously 100% on the offensive side?
We're going to be at 100%. The problem is they haven't played in a while. So are we going to click? Are we going to, or is it going to take some extra time to put things together? That's the question I have.
Is it going to be that 2-man game like we were having to play for the 3 weeks while we were missing Blaze and Holden? Or are we going to go back to a full complement of, hey, right side and left side are 100%. We can go cross creases now.
There is something I wanted to bring up in kind of relation to that is, I don't know if you ever noticed, but their picks.
Yeah.
So their picks are very non-confrontational. So it's almost like they come up. It's almost like a pick and roll from basketball.
Right.
Where they'll come up and they're not even really touching them and they just kind of slide off of them. That's a concern for me because, with box lacrosse, you're able to use your stick and your body to move bodies out of the way. I'm noticing a lot of their teams are just plowing people out of the way. And how that relates to what you're talking about, John, is it's going to open up more doors for those lefties and righties taking those shots.
Yeah, you're right in saying that, but I think we had a little bit of an issue with not having the big bodies setting the picks because we would miss it. Right now we have the big bodies back. I'm hoping they lay those picks in a little bit heavier and open up a little bit more space for, like I said, Joey and Mitch Jones on the left side.
For me, it's not about being a big body. It's about being just getting in the way.
Getting in the way.
So personally, I don't think you need to be a big body like you or me.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, even if you're Mitch Armstrong or just somebody of that caliber who's got that body style, I just get in the way.
Right.
But what's really kind of turned me off a little bit is how they come up, will run straight at an opposing player, and then duck off at the last second, and still that the defender from the other team is able to recover, and that's what I don't like about it.
So we got probably the most underrated player in the league, in my opinion, in the pipes, and Zach Higgins, who has been spectacular so far this year.
He's been great.
The way that man gets post to post on cross creases, on the one-touch slappers that Lacrosse players pull is better than any other goalie I have seen in this league this year.
He really reminds me of a hockey-style goalie where he's able to go side to side so quickly. At least the hockey goalies have the ice to help kind of ease that transition from side to side. With Higgins, it's a hard ground, man. And it's a hard ground. And he's 6 foot, he's 200 pounds. And then when you throw your body from one side to the other on that hard surface, that takes some toll on your body.
Yeah, it's a lot on the ankles and knees. And again, we talked to him yesterday. Sounds like he is feeling 100%. He is really taking to being a mentor for our young goalie, who everyone here in Philadelphia has high love and appreciation for. At some point, he's going to get his shot, and we think he's going to be really good. Higgins was saying that it's been a nice mentoring process that he's been able to coach him up now for 2 years and get him ready for what's box lacrosse, which is a different animal to what he's used to playing.
You and I joked about this, and I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. I mean, Deacon Knotts, he's little.
He's a little guy.
I think we need to, for me personally, I'll say it for myself, I need to lose some weight and he's fine.
Yeah.
Because with Higgins, he takes up all of that goal.
Yep.
And with Deacon, he's a little bit small, but he's also young too. So hopefully he fills out that frame a little bit, and still want to lose some weight anyway.
I'm going to be interested in, I'm maybe asked this question today at the press conference after the game, is will he get a start this year? Do you think they give him a start, or is it only going to be in-game substitutions when Higgins kind of loses it for a little bit?
I think it just goes with how Higgins goes. I mean, if he's playing solid like he is now, no, he's not going to get a shot.
Yeah.
If he starts to have some issues that are more consistent, yeah, probably give him a look for sure. But I mean, right now, I see him learning and taking everything on the bench, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I know it's a little bit crazy that I say Higgins is playing spectacular and having an amazing year so far when we just said he gave up 15 goals. Right. Yeah. And just so you guys know, the lacrosse there, it's just a lot of action. It's a lot of shots. I believe he made 40 saves still. That's
big.
Yeah.
He had more than that.
He had more than that?
He had over 50.
That's a lot of saves.
He had over 50 last week. He was a stalwart in net. And, hopefully we're going to get more of that today. But, I mean, listen, when you're giving up 50 shots, you're going to give up a certain percentage.
Yeah, and here it comes is what we were dragging on last game, and probably what we will talk about the whole entire season is the face-offs and losing those possessions. We are getting killed in shots against 2 shots that we are getting.
Yeah, I bought into it at first. When Coach Paul Day said, hey, you're getting the ball back in 30 seconds anyway. These teams are smartening up, and they're just holding on to the ball, wearing us down. And that's a problem. It's a real problem. I mean, I think we were kind of kidding around about this last week too. The only ones we won was when the other team had a default.
Right.
Or had a violation on an X, which was, we were kind of joking around. Yeah, we won one. No, we didn't win one, but they lost one.
They lost it for us, yeah. And I don't know how we overcome that or get better. If it needs to be more of, hey, I know Davis is doing it. If he needs to start tying up aside of trying to win and maybe having our outside guys come and help, if it needs to be more of a group effort than just our X dot guy.
Here's the problem, though, is he is tying them up, and because of the rules, the other players cannot encroach until actually the ball gets kicked out.
Right.
So you're going to say correct, weren't you? So what the problem is the other faceoff guys are doing so well that their wings are coming up, they're kicking the ball out, and now they're bringing the ball down into their offensive set.
Yeah, we are losing them pretty cleanly, and I think it's something that is going to have to be addressed sometime through the year. I know the Wings have made a trade this week.
Yes.
I am not too sure on this player that we received. I know we gave up a third rounder for him in the draft.
Right.
Do you know anything about him?
I gotta be honest with you, I don't.
Okay.
I even reached out to some of my contacts, and they said it's just basically a body to kind of come in and just help out until Mitch Armstrong comes back. So I really would love to have more information on that, but I just don't, to be honest with you.
With Wagner coming back, who gets bumped on that defensive side? Who is going to excel a little bit more? Do we see Ian Lord stepping up a little bit more? Pacer stepping up a little bit more now that we have our real captain back there?
It depends. If he plays like the other day, Ian Lord, that is, then no. I mean, he needs to step up. And, as of right now, we just need really, honestly, it just has a hole in defense. It's been kind of a problem area for us, especially in the third periods. Third quarter. I'm not sure what's going on in the third quarters, but we have been getting crushed in the third quarter.
It's been like that for over 2 years now, where it just seems like every single day or every single game we come out of halftime, it's just a lackluster, inspired performance. They're just not focusing. I don't know if that is a conditioning thing, if that is a mental thing, but it seems to happen every third quarter. We are just getting demolished. And then we have a great fourth quarter usually, but it might be too big of a gap to make up.
Hey, listen, it's not a conditioning thing. I know conditioning, and that's not the problem. I think it's just a matter of just coming out and not being tuned in and dialed in.
Right.
I think by the time what happened with Halifax, I think went to sleep, and we slowly just crept back into it.
Yeah.
But we can't do that. We can't keep playing from behind.
No, you can't keep expecting to score 16 goals and only winning by one. That can't happen.
No, at some point you got to step on their necks, put some goals in, step on their necks, and I'd love to see it. I'd love to see us win today by 3 or 4.
We should have an easier game today.
Sure.
Like we said, New York's at the bottom of the cellar. We're at 500 right now. Needs to be a little bit better performance today.
100%. Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that.
We have a new segment that we want to introduce to you guys that we're going to try to do.
All right.
Steve, do you want to take over? Because I know this is your little dream project.
No, it's not. It's basically, it's going to be 30 seconds. It's going to be 5 quick questions. It's going to be called correct or not correct about today's game. All right. Are you ready? Because we're going to have you answer them.
Oh, so this is rapid fire.
Rapid fire. We're going to rapid fire. I mean, it's 5 questions in 30 seconds.
You're going to make me look a little stupid, maybe. But let's go.
Come on. It doesn't take me for you to. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Correct or not correct? Let's see. The Wings will hold the Lizards to under 13 goals today.
Correct.
All right. Blaze Reardon will play and score at least 2 goals.
Correct.
Jeff Teat will have at least 5 points.
I hate to say it, but correct.
All right. I hate to ask this one, but the Wings will give up more than 4 goals in the third quarter.
That's an easy yes. I mean, just look at the history of them. Correct.
My favorite one and it's not maybe not as interesting, but I like this one. Is there will be a fight in today's game?
Not correct.
Oh, come on, man. Give me a correct on that.
No,
I want to see some gloves drop. I want to see some helmets fly. That's what put some people in the seats back in the 90s.
yeah.
Thank you for doing our first segment.
Yeah.
I'd love to keep doing this, and maybe we start bringing in some guests.
I think that's what we're going to do. So, guys, if you're here watching and following, we're going to start doing this segment with the fans out there at the bar. We're going to start bringing people on, and we're going to start doing some giveaways for any correct answers. Yeah, so we're going to make it a little bit more yes and no questions to where there's a correct answer and a not correct answer. If you get it correct, we're going to give you guys a little gift basket here.
A little generous today, aren't you?
A little generous today. I feel good. We had a good win last week. We're getting healthy. I'm feeling good. I feel like this team is where we were supposed to be in the beginning of the year, with the high expectations, looking for championship or bust.
So let me ask you this, guy. If we don't win today, Paul Day and the coaches have been on the hot seat for a while.
Yeah.
If we don't, I hope it doesn't happen.
Right.
If it doesn't today, at what point do you have to make a change?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see a change in coaching. Honestly, what I would like to see is in the National Lacrosse League, there's not really a salary cap. There's not really any restrictions on trading or anything like that. We went out and made a big splash last year and got Mitch Jones. I don't think we need that big of a splash, but if we continue to lose the way that it's going, with the shot differential being so bad, with our face-offs being so bad, I think it needs to be something that Paul Day has got to get in.
He's got to address that.
He's got to get into that. If it's going to be week after week, game after game, start becoming a problem, we really got to address that somehow, some way.
I think we still need to keep addressing the whole defense thing. I saw a statistics issued by the NLL of all the top defenders in the league.
Yeah.
Top 10 defenders. We had none of them.
No, we're not. And we're not going to. I don't think that's going to be what this team is. We don't have that stellar, quote unquote, lockdown guy that's going to stop the superstar. But what we do have that we did improve on is the movement, right? To getting around the picks, to being able to force teams a little bit more outside because we have the speed to keep them late. I'm hoping that's what happens. Again, having Wagner back is that I want to see what we look like today with him back, and that's going to be a big factor.
But defense is what wins championships.
We all know that.
So, again, we still need to address that, and I whatever. Maybe we can pick somebody up throughout the course of the season, somebody else, maybe somebody more notable.
Yeah.
Maybe what would happen? Maybe if we're putting goals on the board, what if I told you maybe we would trade somebody like Ben McIntosh, somebody who's kind of gone down a little bit because we picked up the Mitch Jones, because we picked up Holden Catoni. He's kind of not seeing as much action as he has before.
Yeah.
We're not seeing a lot of an output for him. Maybe he needs a new home.
I'm not against that if it's for quote unquote superstar for superstar, right? If we can make a move like that, I'm okay with it. We do have a lot of younger guys, Tanner Clark, Tanner Buck, right? Who we can plug and play to get in on the offensive side, who I think has a little bit more playing time that they should be getting than what they are because of who we have.
Well, going back to what you just said, is Ben McIntosh a stud? Is he a superstar? So
I think
or does his value go down if you do go to try to make a trade?
I think his value has come down for the basis of, listen, same thing in basketball, same thing in every sport. There's only one ball, right? There's only one person taking a shot every possession. We have a lot of guys who command that shot. If you put Ben McIntosh on a team that doesn't have two other superstars, he's going to get a lot more shots. And we both agree his shot is pretty deadly.
He does.
He has a really good shot.
It's not just a good shot, but I also like how he uses his shot. He will use the defender as a shield, as a cover, which helps out tremendously when the goalie can't see the ball coming.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I think teams value a Ben McIntosh a little bit more than what he has produced because of that. We know in the years past he has produced. He's getting a little bit older now, a little bit slower. Injuries have crept up a little bit with him, but I do think his value around the league is probably a little bit better than what he has given us production-wise.
You think so?
I do. Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Like I just said, I think that the more shots that this man gets, the more production he's going to get. His shot is good. He has a good percentage of when he shoots. He just doesn't touch the ball enough in this offense.
Okay. I still think that I think he might be on the trading block to another team to where we can get somebody for more defense. That's all you're going to hear me say today is defense.
And I'm okay with that. I am going to push you to say a little bit of offense right here. And again, we're full strength. What's the starting lineup? What's our starting five here today? And how does it break down? Because having three lefties could be a big advantage because our big playmaker is a lefty. So on that side, if the ball stays on that side a little bit more, obviously, I think we get a little bit more production.
I got to be honest with you. I don't care who is our starting five as long as we put the best foot forward and get our butts in gear from the start. I think we've gotten off to a little bit of a slow start in some of our games.
Yeah.
So I don't care who the starting five is, but it's going to get a bunch of movement.
But, I mean, that's obviously the easy answer, right? Just whoever's out there's got to produce.
Yeah.
You got to get it done. And we do have almost a full two lines that we really can trust to produce. I'm just looking at it from an X's and O's perspective, and I love having Blaze, Holden, and Mitch up top on the left side, and having Benny Mack and Joey Rest on the right side. I am more excited to see that. Like, they should put up 15 goals every single game.
Who's filling out that other line? Is it Tate Katoni with Joey Rez?
Yeah, I mean, you got to put Tate in there on the right side. I mean, Tanner Clark, he looked good at practice. He looked like his shot was really moving. The man's stick control, I was really, really impressed with. The way that he manipulates the shot
the stick scheme,
and turns it over was really, really impressive. He looked really good at practice. So
I think that's a testament to the Canadians and their stick skills. Tanner Clark is a Canadian, and he'd rather not play with both sides, but be so dominant with his one that he can turn his stick into a twister.
Right.
That he can turn it and go overhead on a shot. But I really like how Tanner Clark has his stick skills with that.
Yeah. I mean, we just tested Buck. I think he get a little bit more opportunity. JJ looks like he's earned maybe a little bit more opportunity.
For sure.
There's a couple guys I think that can fill in that second spot or replacement if we do decide to go the trade route to booster up that X spot or the defense.
That would be fantastic if we can get somebody else. I know you guys keep hearing me talk about it, but if it's not working for you, then you gotta make a change, one way or the other, whether it's on the player side or behind the bench.
Right. Yeah, there would have to be a change of some sorts today. If this looks like a bad game, you got to expect something's coming down the pipeline in the changes. What do you have as a prediction for today? What are you mainly looking for in this game?
Prediction for today. I am feeling pretty confident with the Wings. I'm feeling that the Lizards are 0-4. I'm thinking it's going to mail it in today. I'm hoping we win by 5. That's a lot. That is a ton.
It's a big game.
I'm going to go 15-10.
So you think we hold the 10?
I do.
Okay.
I really do. So I got to be honest with you. I have really no basis for it. I'm just kind of hoping for today because at some point we either gotta or get off the pot.
Yeah.
And hopefully today's that day against a team that is subpar for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to be a little bit closer?
I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be 14-11. I think we win kind of handily. But again, I think it's a little scary when you're not winning those possessions when you have a lead in the fourth quarter. If you can't get those possessions in the fourth quarter to drain the clock and you're always giving up shot after shot after shot, it becomes a little tricky to hold fourth quarter leads.
It does. And, listen, the open tryouts coming up for this year.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to pick up that Fogo spot. What? It's so funny. Listen, it's better than what we got right now, man.
It's better than what we got right now. That's a little bit of a shame. Hopefully, we can turn it around defensively, turn it around on the X dot, and live up to the expectations that this offense and this team has for this year.
Yeah. Well, let's flip this around. So I know we keep talking about Fogo, being a Fogo. Well, let's turn it around. So there's some other teams where the San Diego Seals. San Diego Seals, they have Trevor Baptiste now. That's our boy.
Yep.
However, they didn't win the other day, a couple weeks ago, and he won just about nearly every single faceoff.
Right.
Zach Cole, another local boy from St. Joe's. He's been playing for the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. Not a great team, but he won a ton of faceoffs, and they still lost.
They're the 1 and 2 guys, I think, in the league.
Yep. So let's turn it around. Let's argue the other side. Do we really need that Fogo, or is it something that we're just over-exaggerating with?
Well, it's easy to say, right? It is a guy who's smarter than us, and Paul Day, the general manager and coach of this team, has said it multiple times. He's not too worried about it.
John, there's nobody smarter than you and I. Don't get me started on that.
His philosophy is, even if we lose the dot, we get the ball back in 30 seconds. Maybe to your statement right there with Las Vegas and with San Diego, maybe there is some truth to that, and maybe this team can overcome the face-off losses by, hey, we get it back in 30 seconds.
I think it has to do more with your supporting cast and the rest of the players on the team. If you're going to win these face-offs, it comes down to your transition guys. I think that's something that's super important. If you've got a weak transition, then I guess it really doesn't matter if you're winning all of these face-offs.
Right. Yeah, and that's right. Right. If you can come up with loose ball gatherings, which is a big stat in indoor lacrosse,
right,
then that makes up for some of the losses you're going to have in the dot, some of the big shot differentials that we have in the game. Coming up with a little bit more loose balls could overcome those and give us those possessions back offensively that we're missing the other way.
Should we be looking at some of our transition guys, though? Some of our transition guys, are they not doing as well? Like we had a trade in the offseason to the San Diego Seals, and we got – I'm having a brain fart.
Downey? Is it
not Dominic?
Dominic. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. No, I'm good. No, we got Scott Dominic.
Yeah.
Is that a weak point? Is he not playing well?
No, I think Scott is having a good year. I think he's playing okay. Again, I just think it's hard to judge a transition player because their main role is the face-off, right? That's their main role, is helping out and gathering a loose ball after the face-off has been won or lost. You can't really judge a transition guy if you're constantly losing clean faces.
Why not? Because if you're a transition guy and you're losing, you still have to put pressure on their own.
Right.
So to me, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I just think there's more to it. And I think I don't know if Dominic is, if we're getting everything we want and need out of him.
Well, he's well known throughout the league, and he has been a great transition player. I think he can be just as good. They were doing a little bit that we watched at practice yesterday of what Paul Day calls boxing out. Forget where the ball is and box your guy out. I'm hoping that comes into a factor with the face-offs, to where, hey, let's not worry about where the ball's going so much because we know we're going to lose it. Let's block out our man, go man to man, so their man can't get it. If we do that, maybe the transition players can have a bigger impact in the game.
I think that's a good point. I mean, as a youth lacrosse coach myself, that's one of the first things we teach the kids. We call it the booty block.
Right.
So we beat them to the ball, and on your way to the ball, step in front, box out.
Right.
So I love that point that you made that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, and it doesn't really need any explanation, but coming between the ball and the defender is the best way of gathering loose balls, right? Keep their stick away from the ball, get your stick closer is obviously the easiest way for our transition guys to succeed and help get us those hard-earned possessions that we're missing out.
I agree. Before we get to our next subject matter, for our fans out there, I want to see you guys type in what you think the score will be. What is your prediction? What do you think it's going to be, and how do you think we're going to fare today? So let's see you guys type in, and let's see what your input is. I'd love to hear your opinions.
Yeah, guys, we would love to get you guys in the chats, and we appreciate everyone that's watching and chatting in right now. We're going to start becoming a little bit more better at getting into your comments and saying thank you, guys. But we want to hear you. We're going to start interacting a little bit more with the crowd out here at the bar. Looks like we got a nice big crowd here for pre-game. Everyone's getting ready for the game. We got about 20 minutes before the face-off dot in the game. If we had our ideal situation today, who leads us offensively? Does anyone stand out? Or is this going to be what I think Paul Day has envisioned, a complete offensive team effort?
I think on any given day, I think you're going to have Mitch Jones step up. Any given day, Benny Mack step up. Joey Rez, Blaze Reardon. And so today, but honestly, I think today is Blaze's day to shine.
I think so too.
And I hope, I'm going to go back on what I just said. But, I would love to see Blaze shine today. I would love to see Holden shine today.
Yeah.
And go back to what happened in game one, where they put some real numbers on the board.
I am excited to see those two big boys flying across the crease, seeing if anyone on New York's defense is going to be man enough to step up and stop them. Those guys are big body guys who have a heavy shot from the left side. Their pick and roll game could be very, very deadly from that side.
I love some of these comments coming in here. Michelle, Wings. Wings are going to win 12-9. Bruce, 18-11.
Oh!
I love Jay's comment. All I care is if the Wings are just going to win.
Hey, that's all we care about, too. That's it.
As long as we get them in. Matt, the Wings are going to dominate today. Oh, man. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I really do.
A 5-goal win, like you said, sounds like a dominating game.
That is a dominating game for sure.
Right. And going into the third quarter of this game, coming out of halftime, is going to be a big factor. Do we already have a lead from the first half? Because we know we're going to hit a little low on this third quarter.
You have to.
You have to.
If you don't, we're going to be going uphill for the whole second half, and that's what we talked about earlier.
Yep.
You can't constantly coming from behind. Let's get out to a nice 4-goal lead, and it's in the first half, so that way we got a little protection,
Right,
just in case.
All right, guys, we are going to get ready, but we will be back here live for the post-game show. After the game, after the press conferences, we'll be back here to do a quick wrap-up. We hope it's going to be a little bit on a positive note.
Yes.
We hope that we have it will be on a positive note. Going to have a big win. Going to get this team right and going towards the playoffs and living to the expectations that this franchise has on them.
The heck with the playoffs. We need to go towards the championships.
We need a championship. Philadelphia needs to hang a banner here like we did in the past.
Absolutely, 100%. And let's get back to that way. Let's get back to the old school way. Let's fill the upper bowl. Let's fill the lower bowl. And, man, let's go to that.
Guys, I have a special promo code that's going to be coming out tomorrow to buy tickets to come check out these Philadelphia Wings. Please go on my website and check it out. allcampusoc.com. Tomorrow they will become available. We want to see everyone here next week. We want to have a packed house. That's how Philadelphia represents our franchises. Philadelphia Wings will be a winning franchise this year.
Let's go.
Let's go. Guys, we'll talk to you afterwards. Have a good game.